What's going on, guys? Today we're finally going to lower the SI, but before I pull it in, I'm going to do a walk around, so a little before shot before we lower the car. Alright guys, first things first, I'm going to get some measurements from the bottom of the fender to the middle of the center cap on the wheel. About 15.5 inches. About 14.5. So 15.5 on the front, 14.5 on the rear. Alright guys, obviously I didn't do all four wheels, but here's the final measurements I got. The floor I'm on's a little uneven, so it probably put them off a little bit, but that's where I'm going to re-measure them after I lower the car down. Alright guys, first thing I did, and I didn't really video this because it's pretty common, I'm sure a lot of y'all have pulled your cowls off before. You just pull your wipers off and then just pull this cowl out of the way. But anyways, the reason we did this is to gain access to these 3 bolts. Do not touch this till you have the spring compressed and you're ready to take the spring off the strut. But anyways guys, we're going to keep moving forward. I'm going to try to set this up, and now we're going to go to the wheels and unbolt the suspension from down here first. Alright guys, here we go. First things first, this rubber line just pops out of here, and then there's a clip that pops out right here. Then there's a brake line right here that we're going to take out real quick, and it is a 12 millimeter. Got that freed up out of the way. Next, we're going to take a 14 millimeter. We're going to get the sway bar end length off, and hopefully it doesn't spin. It sucks when sway bars get stuck, but if it ever does, you know, you'll have to put the wrench on and then just turn it out like that. And then the sway bar just comes right out. Next, we're going to take a 22 millimeter. I'm going to take my impact to this side and hold this side with the wrench. Like I said guys, you don't have to use an impact, but if you have the luxury of an air compressor and some power tools, it just makes the job go by a lot faster and easier. Alright, everything's dropped. I'm going to kind of pull this out a little bit. Now all that's left to do is go up top, take off the 3 14 millimeter bolts, I believe, and then this will be ready to come out and be the spring compressed, so we can pull the strut out and put the new spring on. Alright guys, like I said, next step is to take these 3 out, but you got to be careful doing it the way I'm doing it, because on the last bolt, which I'm going to make this one the last one, I'm going to have to hold the strut and undo this one at the same time. First, I'm just going to kind of loosen it. Like I said, I'm going to do this one last because I'm going to have to grab the strut with one hand and undo this bolt with the other. Alright, I got my hand on this strut. I'm undoing the bolt. Alright guys, for some reason my strut is in there. Usually you take those 3 bolts out and they just fall out pretty much. So I'm actually having to take a pry bar and ease it down a little bit. And I believe we're out. Alright guys, you don't have to, but I'm kind of cleaning my stuff off. But I am going to take a paint marker and mark everything up. Don't know if it matters or not, I'm sure it does. I just took a paint marker and marked right there to right there, just to kind of try to line everything back up like the stock one was. So now I'm gonna go get the spring compressor, compress the string, remove the strip. Alright guys, there will probably be a little background noise, but right now I'm putting the spring compressors on. Compress the spring a little bit. Like I said, you don't have to go crazy with it because this is very dangerous, especially if one of these failed. But just enough to where you know you can undo the strut and pull the strut out, and then you very carefully re-release the old spring. Alright, so now I'm going to spray this down because it's a little rusty. I'm going to spray this down with penetrating oil before I take this bolt out. Alright guys, it looks like this is a 17 millimeter. So I'm going to face this way. Alright, so very carefully I was able to get the nut off, and I just, instead of wide open with the impact, I kind of feathered it a little bit. And coming apart with it now. Like I said, I'm only going to record this one side on the right side, and then I'm going to do the right rear recording, and then I'm not going to record all 4 because you know, y'all get the gist of it. So the front's the same and the rear's the same. So now I'm going to release the tension off of this. I'm going to go ahead, and after I get this spring off, I'm going to go ahead and compare it to the new one. Alright, this one's going to try to roll, but there's the difference in the springs. So I just thought I'd show y'all that real quick. Now I'm going to start going back together with it, and hopefully the other side goes a little quicker. The first side always seems to take longer, and then the second side always seems to go by real fast. Alright guys, I got this side back in. Like I said, I'm not going to record it. You just go back together as you did, and you just put the rubber mounts back in place. So anyways guys, I'm done with the front. I'm going to do that side, and then I'm going to start recording again once I get to the right rear. Hey guys, real quick, I thought it would be a good add-on for the video to show just how these go back on. So make sure the writing's facing up, of course. Now the bottom one, this just sets in here like this, and make sure you spin it till it goes to the very end. So you just kind of spin it on, and then it'll eventually stop. So that's the bottom. And then this, make sure you set it in the hole on the strut. There's a hole that drops down into. Now for this, drop this in like so, and then make sure you loop this and then spin it till it hits the stopper right here. And that's it. Also, if you ever get confused on which way this goes back on, just remember I put a paint mark, but if you look, you can tell, you can't really tell there. Well, yeah, you can. There's an arrow right here, and I always put a paint mark on it. But anyways, this arrow is supposed to line up with this. So if you ever forget, I mean, that's how. But I mean, obviously if you don't do this, then this won't line back up when you go to put it back on the car. But I just thought that was another something to worth adding in. Alright guys, we're finally onto the rear. Now the rear is a lot simpler. You just take the sway bar off. There's a 14 right here, and then you take this off the shock. You hold this to the 14. I'm pretty sure the 17's on the other side. So I'm gonna take those out because I know y'all don't want to see all that. And then I'll start filming when I start dropping the old spring out. The sway bar give me a little fit of the sway bar inlet. So what I end up having to do, usually you can do a Allen head in here and then turn the wrench, but I didn't have anything that would fit past my exhaust, and I didn't feel like taking it down. So I just held the back side with a pair of pliers, and I didn't damage it or anything, so that's always good. So I thought I'd throw that little tip in there. Next I'm gonna drop this, and then hopefully this will drop down and give me my stock spring. I lied the back side of this it's a nut, but it's welded, so it's just a 14 millimeter bolt that comes out. Alright guys, I ain't doing a very good job of vlogging the installation back here, but after you get the 14 millimeter bolt out of the shock, I had to take a pry bar and I pried right here, and this just comes down, and the old spring fell out. So now I'm gonna go check it out and see exactly how it needs to go. Alright guys, just so y'all can get a better understanding of what I was just doing, I literally just took my pry bar like this, just anywhere I could get a bite on it. I pulled it down. So there was some rubber right here and right here that I'm gonna go look at right now, like I just said, to make sure we get it installed properly on the back of this. So anyways, I'm gonna go do that and then I'll come back. All right, here's side-by-side comparison of the old rear and the new rear. Just thought I'd throw that in there. All right, let's see here, we got right, left? No, here it is. And the wrong one, that would have been bad. So, this sits on here. Just sits on there and spins to the very end, just like on the front. I guess the rear sets like that. I seen where somebody put a little, somebody else's video, they put a little Vaseline right here so it would slide in better. I'm gonna try it without that and see how it works, but if not, I'll probably do the same thing. Alright, so on the bottom, there's like a bigger tab and then there's two small ones. The bigger one's right here and the two small ones are here and here. So that's where, try to line this up. Alright guys, I've kind of got the new one lined back up and in. I did have to holler at my buddy. He had to pry while I put this in. Alright guys, I think it turned out really good. Like I said, it dropped at about 1.6 inches. So I'm going to do the same walk around I did this morning. And don't forget, I'm going to edit and upload this vlog later on tonight. It might be almost midnight before it gets up. But I'm still going to upload it because tomorrow afternoon I would like to do a review video. And then tomorrow night I'm doing the 100 subscriber giveaway for the 2 shift knobs. So anyways guys, if you think the car turned out good, give me a thumbs up. Alright guys, and that's where I'm going to end today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Make sure you're following me on my Instagram at OneJujitsuPanda. Make sure you visit the website in the bottom right corner, www.kseriespros.com.